Okay, in this video I'm just going to show you how to set up a project in the BDRS. I'm going to use one of our vanilla implementations we've got floating around, which is not skinned up to look like anything at the moment. So you need to sign in as the administrator of the system. So once you've signed into that, you can get to the admin menu and you're going to admin a project. You can see I've got a couple already set up, but I'm going to add a brand new one. So I'll call this one the test survey. I can put it in a description. I can put in a date, and I can attach a logo if I wish to. So for example here, I can grab a picture of a bird and I can set the site type of form I'd like. I'm going to use a single site multi-species form. I'm not going to click publish yet because I haven't finished setting it up. Hit on save and continue. It asks me then to choose which taxonomy I want, and depending on what you've got loaded, I could type in a single species. So for example, I can pick a particular species. If I've got groups set up in the taxonomy component, I can pick a particular group. I don't think I've got any set up on this one. Nope. Or I can just go all. So I can all species that are in my taxonomic information. Now I can actually here add in the types of fields that I want. These ones through here are all the Darwin core fields illustrated at the end there. They can't be changed, they're mandatory at this stage. So if I want to add another field, I can type in the description on the form in here. So a field for habitat. So let's call it what habitat the animal was in, and that'll be the label that appears. The name of the database, so I'll just call it habitat. Field type, I'm going to use a selection field, and I'll put some selection options in here: wetland, plain, woodland, something like that. I can add another field. For example, I could add let's add in something that's a numeric field. So let's put in length of bill, and let's call it an integer, and that's all I need to do. What I can do here, because it's a single site multiple survey form, I'm going to set those up to be record specific. So for every record of for example, a bird you put in, you have to put in those values. I can also choose to make those mandatory if I want to. I won't in this case. I can always check the form by clicking on save and preview. If I do that here, it'll show me what the form will look like with a map. There's the location information. I can add site, add a record. You can see here species number, what habitat, and the length of the bill. I'll go back to the form. I'm happy with that, so I'll hit save and continue. If I have a set of standard monitoring locations, I can go and pick a whole range of them, give them names, and they'll be the only ones if I tick this box that people can select from. So that's useful if you're monitoring specific sites. I'm not in this case, so I'll leave it blank. If I go to save and continue, I can now define who is actually going to be using the form, so I can let anyone use it, or I can set a specific selection. So for example, I could choose for a particular user. There are none in this one, so that's going to make it rather difficult, but you can go all users and just leave it as that. Save and continue, and it looks like I've gone back to the beginning, but here it says at the top, to publish your survey, you need to check the public checkbox. So if you hit that and hit save, it then appears, and you see there, test survey, under my list of available projects for people to use. Just to finish off, if I finished with the survey, I can go back, tick that, hit save, and you'll notice it disappears from the list. And that's how you set up a project.